In this video, we're going to take a look at the speaking part 2 of the Cambridge First exam. So let's just talk a little bit about what you have to do. Well, the first thing to say about this is you need to speak for 1 minute and you need to talk about some pictures. You need to talk on your own. There's no discussion in this part. You need to compare the two pictures the examiner gives you. And then finally, you should try to answer the question that is with the pictures. One thing about the speaking exam is that there are a lot of instructions, and the examiner does give you a lot of instructions. And this is the first set of instructions here for part 2. It's just an introduction to this part of the test. The examiner tells you that it's 2 photographs. You need to talk on your own for about a minute, and you also need to answer a question later about your partner's photograph. And here's our example here for student 1. These are the instructions for the student, and these are the pictures for this particular student. And the examiner says that these are your photographs. You need to compare the photographs and then try to answer this question about what are the people enjoying about running. And you speak about this for 1 minute. When you finish, then there is a question to the second student, and it could be something like this. And in this situation, you should try to talk for maybe about 30 seconds if you can. If we move on to the second student, and it's the same situation here, but a different set of pictures. And these photographs here show different types of celebrations, and the examiner asks you to compare them and answer the question. And when student 2 finishes, then student 1 has a question. And there's a typical example there. When was the last celebration you attended? And once again, you should try to talk for about 30 seconds if you can. So what are you going to say about these pictures? This is one of the pictures from the exercise. And the important thing to remember with this exam is that it's not just a description exercise, but you can describe it in some way because it helps you to organize your ideas. So let's look at some things perhaps we can describe about this. The first thing you can think about to describe is what's going on in this. And in this case, it looks like some kind of a race. People are running because we can see numbers on the front of their shirts. This person, it could be a friend of the person with the camera, or maybe it's a family member, a sister or a mother or an aunt or something like that. The location, it looks like it's a very flat area, and we can see something like a forest at the back, but it could also be beside the sea. There's just not enough information to tell you, but you can guess where you think it is. And then a question perhaps maybe about the person who took the photograph. Is this important? But you can see the person is smiling in this picture, so perhaps this person is important to the runner. So how are you going to do this particular exercise? We'll again look at the first example we saw here about the people running, and the question here is about what people enjoy about running. So this is a suggested way to do part 2. You can do it your own way if you wish, but this is an organized way perhaps that you can do it. So the first thing you can do here is to describe the picture, and we've done some of that already, that it's a picture of people in a race, that there's a woman smiling there. It looks like it's in some kind of parkland or something. And then we look at the second picture, and this one is different. This looks like a city structure, and these are people running on a road or a bridge or something, and it's more relaxed. It looks like it's some kind of jogging. And again, the description for both of these should be quite short. And now we're doing the comparison. How are the pictures similar? Well, in both cases, the pictures show people who are running. And the differences between the pictures is that the first picture is a race because we can see these numbers on their shirts. And the second picture looks like these people are just jogging, maybe after work. And then we come to the question, and what are people enjoying about the running? I think in the first one, the person perhaps enjoys the fact that it's a competition. And the second picture, the people look very relaxed, so it's a good opportunity to spend time with friends. So what kind of language is useful for you in this particular part? Well, the first thing we do a lot with these pictures is guess. So we can use verbs like could, may, or might, and it looks like, because we don't know what's happening in these photographs, but we can guess. Another thing we can do is talk about the similarities. And in this case, we can say both show or in both pictures we can see something. We can also then give our opinions about these pictures, what we feel about them. I think, I would say, I suppose, I guess. And then finally we have these contrast words because we are comparing the pictures. So words like however, but, whereas, and while can all help you to do this exercise better. Now to finish the video, we're going to do the part 2 exercise. These two pictures show people running in different situations. The first picture is a woman in a race. I think she's in a race because I can see a number on the front of her shirt. In the second picture, this looks like people just jogging, quite relaxed. They've gone out together after they finished work. Both pictures show people running, and the weather is quite similar in both pictures. I think one difference here is that the first picture is a race and it's much more competitive, whereas the second picture, the people look extremely relaxed and they are chatting and talking to each other. I think what both people enjoy about this is a little bit different. The first picture, the woman perhaps likes the competition, and maybe in the second picture, these people enjoy the fact that they can spend time together.